Ever pondered why, in spite of eating healthily, exercising, and performing everything else in order, even your legs seem less strong? Why does it seem like the steps are getting steeper? Abruptly take longer to exit a chair compared to before? Is there anything else that hurts lightly, or is it simply getting older where you could be? Shocked to learn that it's not always what you're doing. You've already done it without recognizing the dangers of it. Most every senior makes a silent error. They thinking they're doing the right thing decision after they've been informed of their fruits are natural throughout life, healthful and advantageous. In fact, however, the majority are aware of the reality that no one talks about. The elderly should not consume all fruits. In fact, a quantity of fruits that we eat without considering each week can progressively weaken the legs and make the joints worse. Knee discomfort is caused by inflammation, which makes walking more challenging. Fruits that are promoted as healthful can in fact be harmful to your balance, movement, and, as we become older, our leg strength. Our bodies change our circulation, which erodes our metabolism, slows down, and after eating nutritious fruits in particular can now start to slowly hurt us. Even though they appear to naive and had a pleasing palate, they comprise carbohydrates, acids, and other substances that aggravate and weaken your legs, worsen joints and lower blood sugar levels. The harm occurs gradually, subtly, and invisibly until a brief period when you feel a terrible stiffness as you walk, a chronic pain in your knees, legs, or a sudden ache in your calves. I'll list the top 7 fruits today that those over 60 should stay away from, especially if you wish to safeguard your legs from chronic pain and injury and deterioration. In spite of their seeming, none of these fruits are innocuous. Secure, you won't ever see your fruit dish in the same manner following your follow me since I've discovered the truth. Through to the end if you think your strength and desire to keep your legs are strong, steady, and pain-free. The body may be anticipating this awakening call, but hold on a second before we start. Here, we offer information that no one, if you're concerned, someone else talks about it. Click the subscribe button to learn more about your health. Tell me by clicking the button and turning on alerts. Enter 1 in if you're with me. The video's comments section strikes a chord with you as you watch it. If you don't grasp the type 0 importance of your voice, let's get started with our list's first fruit. Whilst it is admirable for lowering inflammation that older folks could experience a contrary effect, let's talk about pineapple. Due to a chemical known as bromelain, the luscious and delicious tropical, for many years, pineapple has been hailed as a natural anti-inflammatory. But here's the twist: in spite of the common belief that pineapple lowers inflammation, which could be the silent senior, pineapple's culprit includes, you are aware of, strong acids and natural sugars. Furthermore, those sugars don't have as advantageous as they might appear, especially if you are older than 60. Allow me to clarify: as we age, our blood vessels become more delicate and sensitive, do longer react to increases in blood sugar. Likewise, in spite of its numerous health benefits that pineapples naturally produce, the impact of blood sugar levels, your own blood sugar levels, increase quickly as a consequence of such a surge may harm the little blood vessels that fuel your legs, foot, and muscles as your blood flow declines. Over what happens when your legs receive less oxygen? Are you aware of the outcomes of that? Discomfort, exhaustion, and edema following during a little stroll. You encounter that boring, dragging pain in your knees, and your legs become rigid as you stand. You start to sense ankle pain that persists even after sitting. There are more pineapples during the day, with an acidic taste in addition to sweetness. That acid could worsen your joints, particularly if you already have it, similar to arthritis or inflammation. Adding fuel to the already existing fire your knees, hips, and ankles are burning. Additionally, some claim that their legs felt weighed down after consuming pineapple, as though their influence were progressively eroding. You are aware that some medications, blood thinners in particular, may interfere, utilizing the widely recognized enzyme bromelain, rendering them ineffective or excessively powerful. But this is the most dangerous. A pineapple's lack of a clear drawback is that there aren't any obvious signs or excruciating sensations. Instead, it slowly infiltrates till you realize that your ability to move around has decreased. The most depressing aspect of most old they don't know that the fruit they're eating for health purposes could be the cause of their annual weakness in the legs. What can you achieve? You ought to restrict your pineapple consumption despite the fact that you should not completely avoid it, particularly if you've been having ongoing leg pain. Discomfort or unexplained swelling due to the harm is subtle yet genuine, like pineapple, which possesses anti-inflammatory qualities and can be this is bad for our old legs. What about the next fruit could be misleading? Even though it's fluffy, sweet, and well-renowned for boosting muscular strength, and let's talk about bananas and potassium, are regarded as an excellent snack because they have a gentle sweetness and a high potassium, which is intended to help your muscles give you energy and avoid cramping in the elderly, although fast-digesting items are different. Carbs as well as organic because bananas are high in sugar. Right after consuming them, when your blood sugar levels increase, your body starts to refuse insulin. When this occurs, to refuse insulin your legs hurt a lot because circulation and inflammation both rise. Is weakened. Potential signs include dull ache when walking due to stiff calves or leg heaviness while climbing stairs following meals, but not all bananas additionally promote fluid retention, particularly in those with heart problems that result in swollen ankles. The impact of swollen feet and stiff joints. You eat bananas because you're mute. Think they'll help your muscles rather than being gradually weakening you is the worst thing. Consumption may ultimately lead to increased discomfort and problems with mobility. This, however, the impact won't be felt right away. Think about the fruits that are on your plate. If you often have unpleasant swelling, or bananas with long legs would not be as amiable as they seem, but what if what even smaller possessed the same capacity? Bananas are known to strengthen our muscles. The next fruit appears innocent, adorable, and little. However, your joints may be irritated. Therefore, let's talk about the appearance of grapes as a snack. Harmless, slightly juicy, and simple to ingest, they are also highly prized. Antioxidant-rich and heart-healthy, but the majority of people are unaware that grape consumption may result in modest leg discomfort, stiffness, and inflammation. Reasons older individuals should eat grapes: because they contain the sugar fructose is directly taken up by the liver and transformed into uric acid and fat, both of which can be detrimental overloads when your liver is unable to appropriately absorb the actual harm. Starts the buildup of uric acid in the knee joints, in particular pain in the ankles and toes comes and goes. Burning and swelling are excruciating. So even light walking is challenging. Have you ever experienced acute pain at night? Your calves are your big toe. Surprisingly, even something as easy as consuming a few grapes could result in your uric acid levels increasing. Fructose is also a contributing element to the chronic, slower inflammation in your body. Pressure and rigidity increase with movement are the results of this as well, and it's really grapes are easy to use in excess. Tiny enough to be continuously nibbled 2 or 3 before you realize it. The sugar suddenly runs out and the glasses are gone. Builds up as a result of grapes may appear to be a nutritious snack. As they age, they can actually become weaker. Your leg gradually lessens its flexibility and reduce its comfort level. You now understand what could be concealed behind sweetness. If you've been consuming many grapes, and you're turning into more rigid and swollen than before this link, however, there are other great. One fruit that might be dangerous is renowned for being vibrant, wealthy, and don't be duped by moisturizing. It works like sugar on the inside, but let's talk about it. It tastes like water. The watermelon is a representation of summer and drinking plenty of water because it's bright and revitalizing. May this fruity beverage be quietly causing pain in your legs, isn't that right? A common perception of weird melons is a great way to stay hydrated. It offers little calories, feels safe, and is mostly water, but here's the catch: the watermelon has a very high glycemic index, indicating that it boosts blood sugar levels quickly, just like candy do. In addition to regular spikes in blood sugar lead to serious injury to elderly people, especially to their legs. Allow me to explain. When your blood sugar levels rapidly rise although the body releases insulin, as people age, regulation deteriorates. Inflammation as a result, particularly in regions with poor circulation. Where can you see the calves, ankles, and mild persistent ankle swelling in the knees, discomfort in the legs, and on short walks, tiredness right after eating are all. The idea of climbing steps begins to have the impression of scaling a mountain. Your legs get worn down by watermelon inside. Like a beautiful trap in spite of its fragility texture, as it's cool and juicy, many people consume it, which causes inflammation. Stress and blood sugar levels increase together. Slice turns into 2, then 3. Misleading you into believing you're drinking water, yet your circulatory system becomes worse, your blood sugar is high and your legs hurt. Does watermelon actually assist older people with spikes? Do people drink enough water, or does every bite make it slightly more difficult to move? Perhaps it's time to think again. If you eat watermelon on a regular basis, and you've saw a rise in leg fatigue currently, let's proceed to a fruit. This is connected to vitamin C, and drinks that increase immunity and promote health and breakfast are all included. However, older people may develop an acidic together. Let's talk about oranges. Oranges are fragrant and vibrant. Commonly included in breakfast beverages, it is dietary supplements and platters. Thought that vitamin C would be beneficial to them. Grow more resilient, but oranges might conceal a terrible reality from elderly people. Especially those who are over 60, the acid that is harmful for giving you that citrus shine. Citrus is abundant in your joints. Despite its fairly unremarkable appearance, it could irritate joints subtly. Especially if you have stiffness or inflammation associated with arthritis in your body's persistent leg and hip pain from persistent edema from sitting that turns into poor limited movement, and increasing stiffness in the knees in the morning are all potential signs that you might believe it's just getting older. But your morning orange is healthy. Juice consumption may be the cause of the discomfort. You're attempting to stop something from getting worse. What occurs when oranges contain citric acid, which affects things outside of your stomach? It gets into your blood, and can damage the delicate tissues of your joints. Worse, when paired with the natural fruit sugar, also results in blood sugar levels to improve the outcome. Growth all around the body. Every step feels more painful and heavy because swelling in your ankles and calves and knees, as oranges obviously have a moderate impact on elderly individuals' joints and reduced blood flow. However, they might not be dangerous to younger people. The worst thing, folks, is that you eat oranges with the belief that you're doing something wholesome, as they have long been linked to health advantages that you now realize, however, that they could not be improving your health. What consequently, this fruit is lower in sugar and it appears to be green, clean, and crisp. The secure choice, but it conceals something that can cause cramping at hip pain and tight knees at night. Let's immediately talk about the sight of green apples. Green apples are natural, crisp, and pure. Most individuals, especially older folks, think they are the more healthful choice since they taste less sweet and appear to be a healthy, low-sugar snack. However, the majority of people don't realize that green apples can quietly make you tired. Leg discomfort and stiffness are the two risks. Are hidden malic and natural sugar. Let's talk about malic acid first. Green apples get their sour taste from acid, a flavor that is really beneficial to younger folks. However, the digestive systems of older persons may eventually cause the lining of our stomach to become more vulnerable as we get older, and malic acid can aggravate joints and other structures when some older folks get it into their bodies. Experience excruciating thigh or hip pain after others become a little hot when they eat apples. Either stiffness in their feet or knee discomfort starts out slowly, but frequency rises with the acid. The sugar green is the next to accumulate. Apples naturally contain sugars, despite compared to red apples, they don't taste as sweet. That sugar results in fluctuations in blood sugar levels. Elderly people with compromised metabolisms. Calves that are worn out may have leg cramps at night or stiffness in the morning or weakness when going up the green stairs. Raw apples are frequently eaten as a snack, or even before going to bed, which has an uninterrupted impact on the body. This is the most difficult element in spite of their purportedly healthy and pure appearance. Perhaps green apples are gently stiffening joints, making walking more difficult, and increasing the agitation of evenings. For how about a tropical fruit for aging bodies? That's quite sweet and delicious. How about fruits that are most commonly used, as this is as simple as an apple? Let's talk about the real sugar bomb. Mangoes are so soft and luscious that they are almost candy. This fruit is popular with practically everyone. Particularly in the summer, here is the mango, which, however, may be the most dangerous fruit for elderly people with leg pain and joint weakness are caused by it has a significant amount of natural. There's a huge sugar rush that causes an increase in your blood sugar levels. Immediately and sharply, your body can typically deal with that increase if you're active and under 30, but over 60 your metabolism changes, causing the sugar to rise. Makes insulin rise and then fall. Each time this happens, your body causes inflammation in the core of your joints, especially those found in soft tissues around your knees, hips, and ankles. If you have nerve issues, you may feel like your toes are burning. Persistent tingling, nighttime swelling, creeping heaviness or around your feet and your legs. Mango tastes light, feels fresh, and doesn't look like a large meal, therefore, it's easy to consume more of it, which makes matters worse. That's the trick. The impression of lightness is meaningless to your body. The sugar sets off its reaction, which over time may cause slow walking, joint pain, and shaky legs. Many elders believe that despite this, mangoes are a natural treat. It's natural, it doesn't necessarily help with aging joints or circulation problems. Now you get a complete view. There are disadvantages for people over 60 despite the fact that 7 fruits are commended. For the benefit of their health, the wonderful news has arrived. For some fruits the opposite is true. They promote joint discomfort is lessened by strong, healthy legs. And fight inflammation in their place. Let's discuss those therapeutic possibilities and what elders should eat. Knowing which fruits to stay away from. Let's discuss what you can eat because consuming the appropriate fruits has more benefits than just satisfy your hunger. It is them who repair your body. Let's talk about berries first. Among them are blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. These little fruits are powerfully anti-inflammatory. They are gentle on blood sugar levels, high in antioxidants and low in sugar. Above all, they improve circulation, particularly in the legs. They provide more mobility, reduce edema and fight stiffness. Next but sparingly, cherries can lower the chance of gout flare-ups and joint discomfort by lowering uric acid. They decrease joint pain and burning feelings in the knees and toes. Just a few cherries can provide. Avocado provides a lot of relief. Secondly, it is undoubtedly a fruit and one of the best for keeping joints healthy. Why? Because it has a lot of good fats that reduce inflammation inside your body and cushion your joints. Additionally, it helps regulate insulin, which leads to constant energy without variations in blood sugar levels. Are you looking for something to eat that is easy? Try papaya. This delicate tropical fruit possesses enzymes that help in inflammation reduction and digestion. It is gentle on old joints and easy on the stomach. Don't forget about pears. Eat them with a small quantity of fiber or protein without becoming too sugary. They provide a touch of sweetness. Equip you with energy without overtaxing your legs. Each of these fruits benefits your body rather than hurting it. They don't create discomfort or swelling. They supply your body with the energy, balance, and serenity it needs. Remember, it's not simply about eating fruit. The trick is to pick the suitable fruits appropriate for your age that are healthy for you right now, and you'll see the difference following those deliberate decisions, firmer steps, smoother movements, and more transparent mornings. Let's finish with a note intended just for you, and some parting advice. You're concerned about what lies ahead. Resilience and health. If you've read so far, I would like you to hear this. Obviously, you still have time to alter, you still have time to get better. You're not by yourself either, it's difficult. As you age, you could occasionally feel as though even when the agony in your body is fading, rigidity and a fear of topple progressively rise. This is the truth. Even though you may take charge by creating small, practical adjustments instead of going excessive, one meal at a time, one fruit at a time. One choice was the fruits we talked about today. Might not be the healthiest option for you right now. But they're not necessarily harmful. Moreover, becoming older does not imply that you must give up. Therefore, acquiring intelligence is the aim to begin eating with awareness and choosing foods that promote circulation, joints, and strength will lead to mornings with greater fluidity and fewer steps. Increased adaptability and decreased discomfort are what we want rather than limitations or fear. I'd like to hear from you and share your knowledge with us today and the adjustments you're prepared to make in the space provided for comments, because we all benefit from sharing, so let's provide a hand. Please click like on this video once more. Was it beneficial or even somewhat informative? Subscribe to make sure you don't overlook any details that might assist you in being healthy. Engage your alerts before you leave. Kindly enter if this video was useful, but if not, you don't know how to type 0. Your statement is important, so remain sturdy and watchful. Remember that your independence is being carried by God.